The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The UN logo is another example of it. The UN logo is actually a flat Earth map, divided into 33 Masonic sections, by the way.
What if the powers that be, who sold us the globe deception, had a backup plan? What if they could just simply take the same globe they fooled us with once and smash it flat? Could they dupe us again? Are we really big enough idiots to fall for a blue frisbee? Right in our faces? Is the truth really right there in plain sight? Or were we sold a false model yet again by snake oil salesmen such as Eric Dubay, Matt Boylan, Mark Sargent, and Jeranism? These were the first 4 guys to come along and wave the blue frisbee in our face. I'm going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the AE map, what they claim to be the official map of the flat Earth, I'm going to prove it's not only wrong, but it has just as many holes as the globe. And anyone who wears it on their clothing, anyone who pushes it or promotes it is pushing disinformation, knowingly or unknowingly. So, I bet you guys are wondering what sort of proof I've come up with. Well, let's dig in, shall we? Sunrise and sunset angles absolutely prove that the sun does not go in a circle around an AE map or any other circular map. If you go to suncalc.net, you can actually find out where the sun is going to rise and where the sun is going to set. And apparently in the southern hemisphere, such as Australia, they're seeing the sun rise from the southeast and set in the southwest. Even in South Africa, they're seeing the sun set in the southwest. In South America, they're seeing the sun set in the southwest. Now, no matter where you drag the cursor around in the southern hemisphere at this time of year in October, the sun is setting to the southwest. That's a problem for the AE map because that's the opposite direction than the supposed circling sun. If people in the southern hemisphere are seeing the sun set to the southwest, that is in the entirely opposite direction than the supposed circling sun. So this is a glaring hole in the AE map and model. Now, I didn't just take suncalc.net's word for it. I actually asked some friends in Australia and further south to help me run some experiments. And here's what we came up with.
Hey guys, this is Alex. Okay, I'm in Warburton, which is in just east of Melbourne, about an hour east of Melbourne, in Australia. We're about, 37 degrees latitude south, sunset. Today's the 15th of October 2017, and I thought you might be interested in seeing this. So here I've got a compass pointing directly at the sun, and it's showing that the sun is currently going down at about 249 degrees west. Now, if you know anything about the cardinal directions, you'll know that the sun only goes down in the summer here in the southern hemisphere as far as the Tropic of the Tropic of Capricorn, the sun shouldn't be down past due west, okay, which is 270 degrees. Well, it's currently way down to 246 southwest, which means that it's basically, as far as Melbourne is concerned, heading straight towards the South Pole. So I'd like to know if someone can explain that. I don't want any convoluted answers, but just a simple explanation as to why it's not up at least beyond further north than due west, which is what it should be.
Now, some folks may claim, well, the Tropic of Capricorn runs through Australia, so possibly people in Australia are seeing the sunset to the southwest as some sort of weird perspective issue. Now your problem becomes, folks in Tasmania are also seeing the sunset to the southwest, and they live south of the Tropic of Capricorn.
It is the 18th of the 10th, 2017, Devonport, Tasmania. Currently watching the sun starting to set right now. My last field of view. It is currently now setting. I'm not sure if you can see that out correctly or not. There we go. You have to forgive me, I'm using a sun filter. There we go, 260 degrees, just south of west. It is the 20th of October in Devonport, Tasmania. The current time is 7:17 p.m. The sun now, on my last visual sight of the horizon, is setting at 254 degrees south of west. I've lined up my compass properly. Which I do have sitting right here. You can see clearly that the compass is set on north and it's south of west. For all you doubters out there, this destroys your azimuthal equidistant model and smashes it to pieces.
If folks who live south of the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere are seeing the sun set to the southwest, this is a huge, gaping, glaring hole in the azimuthal equidistant map and the circle sun model. Those of you following my channel for a while probably remember I put out a video called Testing Globetards. It was in response to a YouTube channel known as Cool Hard Logic that put out a video series called Testing Flattards. Now, Cool Hard Logic actually put out hit pieces not only against flat earthers, but most specifically the azimuthal equidistant map, or the popular flat earth model. To my knowledge, I was the only flat earther to ever take his challenge and do a debunk video against him. No one else even attempted to do so. No one else even attempted to protect the AE model, the flat earth map, as they claim. Not Eric Dubé, not Jeranism, not Mark Sargent, not any of them. I was the only one to take on Cool Hard Logic, and in the first video I made, I think I did a damn good job debunking him. The problem I ran into was he punched so many holes in the AE map. I got uncomfortable trying to defend it, and I even had to admit that the map is seriously flawed. He never did prove curvature exists or that the Earth is spinning, but he damn sure seemed to prove that the map had problems. By the time he put out Testing Flattards Part 2, I realized the information he was bringing to the table was going to make it absolutely impossible to defend the AE map and the AE Circle Sun model any longer. It was at that point I decided to give up on the blue frisbee forever.
So what do the transitions between night and day look like at the equinoxes on a giant space pizza? An observer on the equator will still see the sun pass directly overhead at solar noon, so the sun must be over the equator. This means observers on the flat Earth have to observe the sun rising directly northeast. It would appear to rise from a more northerly direction the further south you go, and tend towards a more easterly direction the further north you go, but would never rise in the east. Similarly, when the sun sets, an observer on the equator of the flat Earth would see it set directly northwest, setting on a more northerly heading the further south you go, and a more westerly heading the further north you go. It would never set due west. You'll be unsurprised to hear that reality disagrees. What actually happens at the equinoxes is that all observers at all latitudes see the sun rise due east and set due west, geographically speaking, not magnetically. Flatards have three choices at this point. They can accept reality and that their idea simply doesn't work, or they can deny reality and continue living in their little fantasy, or they can detail a mechanism by which equatorial observers see the sun a full 45 degrees off where it would actually be in their world. For everyone to see the sun rise in the east on a flat Earth, we re-encounter a familiar problem. The sun would have to be in multiple places at the same time for observers up and down the world. And of course, people on the other side of the world will be watching the sun set and will face the same damned problem. All of this whilst the equatorial flatard in the hat says the sun is directly overhead. Since the sun isn't and never can be in multiple places at the same time, the presence of another simple and utterly irreconcilable paradox leads us to the only sensible conclusion: that the notion of us living on a giant frisbee is bollocks.
Here's a question. Have you ever seen the sun shrink into a dot? Yeah! Oh wait, you mean in real life? No. I've only seen that happen on YouTube videos. But in real life, I've seen it get big as fuck before it goes down. How about you? Have you ever seen the sun shrink into a little teeny weeny little dot before it disappears? Or have you only seen that on a video screen or a TV screen? Have you ever seen it with your actual eyes?
It does change, and the changes are mostly due to the atmosphere. So I can show you a picture of the sun setting in the desert where it's very dry, and you'll see the sun shrink and shrink into a tiny, tiny pinprick before it disappears into the horizon. And then I can show you another video of on a more over the ocean, say on a more humid day, the sun is going to actually
expand a little bit due to the atmosphere and then disappear into the horizon like a big ball, as many people have seen it.
So I'm in the desert. I'm in Nevada, about 100 miles outside of Las Vegas. It's over 100 degrees. I don't know if you can read that. It's 104 outside. See the sun? It's pretty damn big and it's sinking into the horizon. Now, Eric Dubé says that the sun gets bigger when it goes down because of the moisture in the air and the humidity in the air. And he says when you're out in the desert where it's dry, the sun shrinks into a dot. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm in the desert. It's over 100 degrees. There's no humidity, and the sun ain't shrinking into no fucking dot. Alright? And I've never seen the sun shrink into a dot in my entire life, except in videos. So, those of us who've ever been to the desert, like me right now, the sun does not turn into a dot. It gets just as big as it does and goes down when I'm at the ocean.
Booyah! How much does the sun light up on the circle map? Like, what shape does it make? Does it make a circle that goes around in a circle? Like this? Or wait, does it make a half pie shape? It's a half pie shape that goes around. So half the Earth is always illuminated, right? While the other half is dark. Which is it? Is it a circle that goes around the circle like a spotlight going around the North Pole? Or is it a half pie that goes around?
Specific number of daylight hours in specific locations during specific times of the year absolutely debunk and smash the AE map and circle sun, and here is why.
There are plenty of observable proofs that prove the circle model is a wrong model of flat Earth. There's no way for the model to produce the daylight hours that are real. I mean, millions of people live in these southern cities. We can show examples of that with animations and show how it's impossible for it to reflect reality. You set the sun's reach so it can't reach Antarctica, but it's just giving the Arctic 24-hour light, as we know it does in the June summer. Then we look at what the reach is. We look at how many daylight hours is that sun giving, and up north it's giving plenty. It's given 12 to 14, but down south, I mean, you can pause it anywhere and you can see that along those latitudes where the cities are, it's only given 5 or 6 hours of daylight, then it's going dark again, but they receive 10 hours of daylight on June the 21st or more. This model can't give the reality. A model must match reality. I mean, it's a basic fail of the Gleason's disk model, and it's a common sense, commonly known. Daylight hours can't be faked. The number of daylight hours can't be faked. So you could set the sun's reach so it's now a lot bigger. Now it will give 10 hours of daylight to those places where they actually receive it. But on the flip side, if you look in the north now, everywhere within the Tropic of Cancer really is getting 24-hour light, which again we know is not reality. It's inherently flawed because of the time zones. An hour up in Canada is worth 20 minutes down south and you're done. So the sun's reach needs to be three times further down south. It doesn't make sense. And then we have the equidistant solstices 6 months apart, north and south. Here's two pairs of examples. Again, pause, check it out for yourself. Go check some other places. Do your own research. But this is truth. And some people do recognise that there's a problem with the daylight hours on the disk model. So we get animations like this. And clearly, what is the sun doing? What is that sun doing? You've got a dark patch and then a lighter patch behind it, and then it goes to an egg shape in the June solstice. And people will look at it and go, "Oh, right, well, that's how it works," because it is actually giving the right daylight hours there. Believe it or not, it is now giving plenty of sunshine to south and obviously the Antarctic 24-hour daylight. And it's all to do with simply the way they've created this animation. It's the rectangular Mercator map. You can see it's the same graphics from timeanddate.com, and they put it through a polar coordinate filter and sequenced it so it's animated, and that will satisfy some people. Say, well, that's how it works. Watch that. The sun can't light up, the North Pole there, but it can light up places much, much further. It's nonsense.
It was demonstrated very clearly in that last clip that you cannot light up a circular portion of the circular disk and get all the time zones correct with the exact number of daylight hours. And you also can't just light up half of the AE map like a half pie shape and spin it around and get all the specific number of daylight hours correct. Believe it or not, in order to get the specific number of daylight hours anywhere near correct, the shape of the sun would have to morph throughout the year, and it would have to go from being a circle shape to a half pie shape to this weird shape on the right that I'm not sure how the sun would make that. So the egg size night portion there, while the sun is making this other weird shape, I don't know how that could even be possible. And you can also see that Antarctica is lit up all the way around on that one. But flat earthers will say there is no 24-hour sun in the South Pole. So here's another huge problem. Why are flat earthers trying to make this map work by going to timeanddate.com and using timeanddate.com graphics to wrap around this AE map to try to make the sunlight hours work? If you go to timeanddate.com to get your sunlight hours to work and you use their graphics, you're going to end up lighting up Antarctica like on the far right, because timeanddate.com is based on the globe mechanics. So, flat earthers going to timeanddate.com to correct the problems presented here presents a whole new problem in and of itself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is ODD. Today is Thursday, October 20th, 2016. I basically am just about to document something that I was going to do anyway. And I just figured that this might give you guys some insights or ways of looking at things when you're going about your research. I'm going to take 24 of these still images from timeanddate.com, one for each hour of the day. And then I'm going to convert them all to azimuthal equidistant Gleason style maps, the map that I happen to believe in, and I don't mind if you think I'm a shill because I believe in this map. Alright, I got all my images. Now I just need to put them in my Premiere. Yeah, so there you have it, man. There's that looks about right to me. So I don't know. Hopefully this helps somebody out there. We'll see you next time.
Now, when ODD tried to correct the problem of a circular sun not providing the proper amount of specific daylight hours in specific locations, when he went to timeanddate.com and then he wrapped their animations around this AE map, what he did was he created this new problem where the sun's shape that it creates with light has to morph throughout the year. That is a huge problem. And if you think that globe heads who are sworn to protect the globe are going to overlook this problem, well, they aren't.
To match basic observations of sunrise and sunset at equinoxes, the flat-width flying spotlight must create an illuminated area that nicely divides the flat Earth in half. This immediately tells us that the flat-arced flying spotlight has a lampshade. There will be 2 times per year when the flying spotlight has to illuminate Earth this way. Every day though, it's daylight for essentially half Earth's surface and night for the rest. That leaves us with the question of what the flat-arced flying spotlight does for the rest of the year. On a spheroid, these things are easy to understand. Half of Earth is illuminated, half isn't. What does this illuminated area look like on a turtle-mounted space pizza though? Let's unwrap a spheroid illuminated per the June solstice back out onto a flat Earth and see where night and day are. It's clearly different to the half and half illumination of the equinoxes that we looked at earlier. What does this mean for flatwidths? It can only mean one thing. The flat-arced flying spotlight's lampshade changes shape.
Oh my god, Jake just agreed with Cool Hard Logic, everyone. Jake must be a shill now. He must be going back to believing in the globe. No, you dummies. I'm the only one who ever took on Cool Hard Logic. So of course I've watched his videos, and the ones where he's punched significant holes in the AE map, yeah, I can ask you guys, hey, how do you solve these problems that Cool Hard Logic presents, where he kind of destroys the AE map? Well, my fellow peers like Jaren, he'll just show up and say, wow, Jake just dropped a link to a Cool Hard Logic video. What a piece of work. Show me where IPS has done that. Show me where Patty Steers has done that. Wow, that's unbelievable. I'm out of here. This is disgusting. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Jaren, you didn't fucking debunk him, did you? You didn't debunk part 2 and part 3 of Cool Hard Logic's videos, did you? No, so when I post a fucking link and I ask for someone to try to debunk those certain spots in the videos, it's not because I believe in the globe, or it's not because I love Cool Hard Logic. I'm the only one who ever took him on. It's because he presents significant arguments against the AE map. Has he ever proven curvature exists? No. Did he ever prove that the Earth was spinning? No. But he did punch serious holes in that stupid map and make it look silly. And funny, when I make fun of the map, guys like you show up to defend it, Jaren. When else did Jaren show up to defend some bullshit? Oh, I remember. That's right, when I made a video saying the rapper B.O.B., Bob the Rapper, when I said he was a shill or some kind of plant, Jaren showed up and defended Bob the Rapper when he wanted $200,000 to send satellites to space. And then when he upped the ante to $1 million, and B.O.B. now wants $1 million to do any and all experiments anyone can think of, yeah, Jaren was all cool with that and defended him the whole way. He shows up to defend B.O.B., shows up to defend the AE model, and not only does he defend the AE model, he throws out these little backhanded little insults that are absolutely incorrect and bullshit. He's actually said to me on more than one occasion that the majority of my subscribers on YouTube are due to B.O.B. the Rapper somehow. Yeah, half my subs are because of B.O.B. the Rapper saying that the Earth is flat. Oh, really, Jaren? How come when I made 2 videos calling him full of shit and a bitch and a sellout, how come half my subs didn't fucking unsubscribe and walk away? Nope, they're still all intact. Sure, I lost some fake loser subs who actually think B.O.B. is a genuine guy, but not half of them, not a quarter of them, not an eighth of them. I'll bet it's pretty insignificant how many chump stain subscribers I lost because I called Bob for what he is, a sellout, controlled bitch. And then, of course, you showed up to defend his sellout, controlled bitch-like behavior. Why, Jaren? What's in it for you? Oh, but listen to this. According to Jaren, it doesn't matter if the flat earth is a controlled rollout or not. Literally, his words, it doesn't matter if Matt Boylan and Eric Dubé were paid to release the flat earth in a controlled rollout. And it doesn't matter if the mainstream media is pushing it as a controlled rollout. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is getting the flat earth message out to the people who don't know about it. That's all that matters to Jaren. So whether or not this is a controlled rollout and people are being paid doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is waking up people to NASA's lies. What the fuck? I know a lot of people think Jaren's a great guy, nice guy. He's like the voice of reason for the flat earth. And you know, I used to agree, but now I've lost all respect for Jaren. And I see right through his bullshit too. You're going to show up and defend Bob and say half my subscribers are due to him? That's one thing. But if you're going to show up and say that it doesn't matter if the flat earth is a controlled rollout or not, yeah, I have a serious problem with that Jarenism. Boycott the AE map. Get rid of it. Don't associate yourself with anyone who continues to protect it. And let this be the warning shot to anybody who's still using that map. Go do your research into why it's wrong, into why it's broken. And if you continue to push it and promote it, well then, you're going to go down holding that blue frisbee. Because we're going nowhere but in circles with that map. Do you guys want to fix the problem, or are you going to continue to be a part of the problem? If you want to fix the problem, boycott the map. I shall not stand behind a symbol of deception. Whether it be the globe, or whether it be the azimuthal equidistant map, or the Gleason's map, or any other circle map with a circle sun. If it's wrong, we must do away with it. We must turn our backs on it. Ditch it. Get rid of it. We still have time to make a change. We still have time to do what's right. Let this be the end of the fake flat earth. The future starts now. If this video has resonated with you at all, don't just share it as many times as you possibly can. This is a full-on boycott. Mirror this video on your own YouTube channel. Share it on Facebook. Tell all your flat earther friends the jig is up on the circle frisbee map. We do not live on a blue pizza. The time is now to call for a boycott. You're either with me or against me. Boycott! 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 Hi guys, Flat Earth Asshole here, or Jake the Asshole, or Jake Gibson. Any of those will do. I hope you made it this far in the video. Some of you probably remember all of that video footage you just watched. That was from October 2017. So this is not my first rodeo. I have released this information before, but a lot of you are new to the channel. A lot of you possibly have missed this information. So I still get requests for debunks of the azimuthal equidistant flat earth map. And so I decided to re-release an old video for all the people who are new to this channel. And I also wanted to do a quick timeline breakdown just for anyone who is confused about what is going on and where my timeline started and where we are right now. I just want to quickly try to get through this. But I actually have a timeline here. It's the Flat Earth Asshole and Jake the Asshole timeline. There it is. So my timeline starts on July 2015. That's my Flat Earth discovery. So that's where I'm starting this particular timeline. I discovered Eric Dubay videos and Matt Boylan Math Powerland videos in 2015, and I got hooked onto the flat earth topic. YouTube was recommending them to me. Out of the blue, YouTube just recommended me some flat earth videos, and I even saw someone on Facebook mention flat earth, that there's people who believe the earth is flat still in 2015, and I was like, what? That sounds ridiculous. And at the time, I had just woken up to the buildings coming down on 9/11 and that being demolition. I hadn't realized that there was no planes yet. So I realized that 9/11 at this point was an inside job, but I hadn't reached the no planes level yet. I was still waking up to chemtrails. So 2015 was like my beginner level of conspiracies. And Flat Earth was recommended to me in YouTube search results. So I got started watching Eric Dubay and Math Powerland. And anyone who remembers those first 2015 videos, well, it wasn't their first videos, but if anyone remembers the videos from that era, they were fire. They were straight fire for the time. And so once you start watching the Flat Earth content creators like Eric Dubay and Math Boylan, they were very convincing, and I actually, within a month, maybe 2 months, completely ditched the spinning ball and adopted the azimuthal equidistant flat earth map as my own. And I loved Eric Dubay and I loved Math Powerland videos. I was a fanboy. So I want to preference the time. Back then, July 2015, I was not a content creator. There was no Flat Earth Asshole. January 2016, I decided to become a content creator. I thought, okay, I've watched enough Flat Earth videos. I love this subject. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. So I'll just take the stuff that Dubay does, and I'll take the stuff that Matt does, and I'll sex it together, put my own special sauce and my own humor on it, and I should have something. I released my first video in January 2016, call myself the Flat Earth Asshole. Subs start pouring in overnight. Within a couple weeks, people are starting to talk about me. Within the first month, Patricia Steer starts coming around and leaving comments in my comment section. At the time, I didn't know what shills were. And so I thought we were all just Flat Earth friends. I thought anyone who was a Flat Earther is my friend. Let's all be Flat Earth friends and start a big community. I didn't realize I just fell for a PSYOP map and a cult. I didn't realize what I had just gotten myself into. So all these people flooding my channel, such as Jeranism, and eventually I see Eric Dubay subs my channel. My hero subbed my channel. And then Matt Boylan shows up in the comments and says, "You're on my side, buddy. We should hang out sometime." Come to find out, Matt Boylan lived in California at the time, and he was only a couple hours away from where I lived. And so I actually was able to get a hold of him and become friends with one of my favorite YouTubers. Mine was getting blown like, wow, I create content and then I get to meet these guys and now I'm going to be one of the big famous Flat Earthers and it's just going to be this awesome kumbaya fucking Flat Earth family. We're just going to sing kumbaya around the ice wall and we're going to beat the globe. That's what I used to think. That's how far deep in the cult I was. So my timeline goes from January 2016 to June 2017 is when I embark on my Flat Earth Asshole cross-country tour. Now, from 2016 to 17, I become basically the most popular flat earther upon the plane who makes flat earth content. Dubé always had his big following, but I had less subs and was getting sometimes more views than Jaron or Dubé sometimes on some of my videos. I was getting just as many, and I was making flat earth content that was different yet the same. We were all using the same map. And so I was putting my own special humor and pizzazz on it and doing my own thing. And we were all friends and we were all promoting each other. So I thought we were all friends. And so everything was hunky-dory. It was amazing. I was flat earth famous, getting that flat earth pussy, right? And then on the FEA tour, I go on a nationwide tour across the United States and back, and I set up flat earth gatherings across the country in 2017. June 2017, Flat Earth Asshole across the United States tour. Now, there were a few people who were starting to point out to me that the AE map wasn't quite right, that there's some stuff wrong with it. And whenever I would bring that up to other flat earthers, I was met with serious aggression, whoa, what are you, a shill? You trying to go back to the globe or something? So I was like, no, I'm not a shill, no. So I didn't bring it up, and I didn't want to lose my subscribers, and I didn't want to lose my flat earth fame, and I didn't want to go against my friend Matt Boylan, and I didn't want to go against another guy who I respected, Eric Dubé, and I didn't want to go against Jaron, and I didn't want to go against Globebusters, and I didn't want to go against ODD. I basically was going to have to come out against my whole entire flat earth family and say, I don't think this map works anymore. So during my tour, June 2017 FEA tour, I already had my suspicions that the AE map was wrong. I was already looking into information to why it didn't quite add up and work, and I was starting to be hesitant of it, but I was still an AE map proponent at the time, still friends with everybody. So in 2017, I did this tour and I set up my own flat earth gatherings, and there were a lot of different interesting individuals who showed up. There were individuals who are complete flat earth shills who showed up, but at the time I thought they were my friends and fans and supporters. So if you see old pictures of me hanging out with Nathan Thompson, it's because in 2017 I set up a flat earth gathering and he showed up before he was ever in those hit piece documentaries, before he was ever the Nathan Thompson he showed up to 2 of my flat earth gatherings in different states. He showed up in Texas to meet me, and he showed up in Denver to meet me. Now, I also set up a flat earth gathering in Denver, which was the biggest one. It blew up. It drew 50 people. ODD showed up, and Bob from Globebusters showed up. So at that time, I thought those guys were my pals, and we're all on the same team. And so I didn't look at it as COINTELPRO showing up trying to overtake my gathering and oversee my gathering and keep an eye on my gathering. So I didn't know that these agents were trying to take over my gathering and subvert my gathering that I created. I thought they were my friends supporting me. So since ODD showed up and Bob from Globebusters showed up and I was there, it basically was one of the biggest flat earth gatherings that just naturally happened by just me showing up saying, hey, I'm going to be at this bar at this time. So I planned a meetup at a dog bar, and ODD showed up and Bob from Globebusters showed up. 50 flat earthers showed up, and I have all the proof on my channel of all this stuff, and there's a lot of videos I have set to private that are going to be coming back very, very soon. So moving on, I don't want to take too much of your time. Please stick with me. Moving on, I finished the Flat Earth Asshole tour in the end of June. So by July of 2017, the Flat Earth Asshole tour ends. I come home, I have nothing to do, and I start looking into more reasons why the AE map doesn't add up. And eventually I start seeing other flat earthers who are debunking the AE map. So I saw guys like Darren Nesbitt, Lori Frary, and some of these names you guys aren't even going to remember. Some of these names go as far back as Tiger Dan. And so if you try to go back and find some of these guys, you might not even be able to find any of their videos anymore. Like Tiger Dan's channel is long gone. And so if you weren't around in 2015 and 16 and 17 and 18, you might not remember any of these names. And so for me to talk about them, you'll just get more confused if you don't remember. But for those of you who do remember, flat earthers were starting to come out against the AE map and say it's wrong. They weren't going back to the globe. They weren't saying that the earth had curvature or that it's a spinning ball, but flat earthers were starting to come out and say that the AE map doesn't work. So I was not the first one. All the flat earthers that came out against the AE map were met with severe aggression, and they were met with severe aggression from all the main leaders and the cult members of the flat earth. Okay, so at this point, I realized the AE map is wrong while I'm trying to do battle with a Globe Cuck channel. There's a Globe Cuck channel called Cool Hard Logic. He was punching holes in the AE map. I attempted to debunk him, and I realized that I can't prove the AE map right. He could never prove that the Earth is curving and spinning. He never proved that we have water clinging to a space rock shooting through space. He never proved a globe, but he damn sure did prove that that AE map is full of holes, and I could no longer look myself in the mirror and say that that map is correct and promote it. So I had to make a tough decision, and I made it, and it changed the course of everything. My whole channel, it's never been the same. 2018, January 2018, 2 years after I start my YouTube journey, I changed my name from Flat Earth Asshole to Jake the Asshole. I denounce the AE map. So October 2017 is when I first debunked the AE map. January 2018, I make the full name change from Flat Earth Asshole to Jake the Asshole. I ditch the Flat Earth moniker, and I move on to talk about other subjects. So right here, I even got it for you. One more time. June 2017 was my tour. October 2017 is when I first debunked the AE map in a video. The entire cult community started to turn on me. Only my most loyal hardcore subs stuck around. I lost so many subs. The channel has never been the same. The views have never been the same. It's never been the same since that day. So October 2017 was the first time I made a video debunking the AE map, showing the exact footage you just watched in this video. By January 2018, I changed the name, go in a new direction, start talking about different stuff. But I also always come back and circle back around and talk about space being fake. Sometimes I'll still bring up the flat earth, but I go in entirely different new directions and cover all sorts of different conspiracies. And I try to open and broaden my horizons rather than just keep covering the same flat earth subject over and over and over and over and over and over, like all the shills do. Okay, so August of 2019, I walk away from YouTube because I'm singing 3 times a day. August 2019, there is no threat of this stuff coming into your body. There is no threat of this fake bullshit making you sick. So neither of these things in 2019 were a part of my life. I was singing in nursing homes 3 times a day, making good money with a rewarding job. And I was only singing like 2 or 3 hours a day because I only do like an hour-long show, 2 hours maybe in a day, 3 hours in a day. So I had my entire day to do whatever I want and only sing a little bit. I was making good money, having fun singing. The job was rewarding. Whenever I got on YouTube and I looked at conspiracies, it made me feel negative, and I said, you know what? I'm going to leave all this flat earth shills out there. I'll let these shills do whatever they want, and I'm going to let this negative world do whatever it wants to do. I'm going to sing and have my fun, and I don't need to do this weird YouTube thing anymore. I don't need the invasion of my privacy. And so, as much as I loved my subscribers and my channel, I just didn't feel like making YouTube content. I was singing and having a wonderful time living my life. And then this happened, and my job vaporized. And then I felt the need to talk about it because It changed everything, and it's never been the same since. So now we're into 2020. We're into 2020, the C word. 2020, I come back to YouTube. I make my return, and we talk about this. You've seen me cover this many times. I've had videos taken down. Probably 15 to 20 videos taken down from this channel. Some of them I got strikes. I almost lost the entire channel talking about this. When I told people to cough in my face and proved that this shit doesn't exist, I damn near lost the channel. Got hit with strikes twice. I had to put all my videos to private. Some videos are still on private because I'm afraid if I put them back up, they'll take down the channel. So, I cover this in hardcore fashion, damn near losing the channel doing it, while all your shill flat earther channels don't say shit really. Don't cover shit really. Right? So I'm back, 2020, covering shit. My job's gone. I don't got anything better to do than to talk about the truth. So I'm back, 2020, on YouTube. October 2021, I see the Flat Earth cult begins to crack. The Flat Earth cult is starting to look like it's crumbling. I see RV Truth attacking Dearth, or deep inside the rabbit's butthole. I see RV Truth going after Jaren and his baby Truther crew. I see a crack, and I thought, you know what? A lot of these people who are new to Flat Earth have no idea the work I've already put in. They have no idea the stuff I've already shown. They weren't here maybe in 2017 or 16. They have no idea what I have lived through and what I bring to the table. So I thought, why don't I go ahead and re-release some of my old information? And why don't I take down this Flat Earth cult once and for all? I was in the cult. I figured out it was a cult. I escaped the cult. I am now exposing the cult. Everybody who uses the AE map is either in a cult or they're a shill. Or they're just a useful idiot. Those are your choices. The AE map, the circle map, is the map that the whole entire cult is built upon. Anyone who tries to say, oh, the map's not that important. Oh, yes, it is. It is the basis for the entire cult. So, I saw the crack in the cult, and I began to exploit the crack. November 2021, here we are in the present. November 2021, Jake the Asshole ends the fake Flat Earth rollout. So this is not my first rodeo. I did this back in 2017, and I'm doing it again right now. And in fact, this time, it's going to hurt this Flat Earth cult a lot worse, because I'm specifically going to target specific channels. Specifically, RV Truth, I dare you to make a video attempting to debunk anything I showed. I dare you to keep waving this fake debunk map around. I dare you to address me. I dare you to make a video detailing exactly how you can make this failed, miserable excuse of a Flat Earth map work after I just showed video proof of why it fails miserably. I just punched some huge holes in your AE map, and I have a lot more debunks. Those are not my only debunks. So why don't we just start with the sunrise and sunset angles in the daylight hours. RV Truth, I specifically want you to try and debunk me. Not anyone in the comments section. I don't care about anyone in the comments section. I want RV Truth to make his best Flat Earth video debunking everything I said here today. And if you think you can do that, well, I got some distance issues and some distortion issues with the AE map as well. So I'm not done with the AE map. So if you think you can just make some excuses like reflections off the dome, it's not going to work. I will destroy you. All the shills use the shill map. So, open challenge to all the shills, especially RV Truth, because I see some people are falling for a nameless, faceless coward who's using a debunked and broken, impossible map. So guess what, RV Truth, you nameless, faceless coward? Jake the asshole, flat earth asshole, who has forgotten more than you'll ever know about that map, challenges you to try and fix the holes that I just punched in that map. The challenge also goes out to Eric Dubé, who's never been able to debunk anything I said about that map. Instead, he chose to dress like a lady and imitate me. Eric Dubé can't debunk anything I said because he knows I'm correct. Jaren's never been able to debunk anything I said. Bob, fat-ass Bob's never been able to debunk anything I said. Deep inside the rabbit's butthole has never been able to debunk anything I said. None of these flat earth shill clowns that were rolled out for you, cult leaders, have ever debunked anything I said. Again, these cult leaders were there to accept you into their flat earth cult. And what do they want? They want loyal flat earth cult members who show up to conferences and watch flat earth videos and buy flat earth merchandise. And it's all based upon that circle map. Anyone who mentions any other map other than that one gets shunned. Anyone who mentions a square rectangular map gets shunned from the cult. Anyone who mentions anything other than that round map gets shunned. Why is that? That's because the cult is built upon that circle map. So, I would recommend, if you want out of the cult, that you ditch the circle map. And this is where you're going to ask, Jake, what map is the right map? I don't have a right map. Here's my stance. I don't have a map for you. I've been lied to about everything. I thought I lived on a spinning ball in outer space. Yeah, I found out that was a lie. I thought that, like, space travel was real. I found out that was a lie. I thought people walked on the moon. I found out that was a lie. I thought we lived on a AE azimuthal pizza map. I found out that was a lie. So at this point, I can't just sit in front of a map and finger fuck some continents around and go, there, I fixed everything. I don't have that ability. If you show me a fake map, I have the ability to punch holes in it. But if you want me to make a perfect working model, I'm sorry, I don't have that skill or ability because I'm just a dude who was lied to all my life. So that's the position I take. I'm a guy who was lied to my whole life. YouTube recommended me a fucking flat earth video. I watched it. It basically changed and ruined my life in many ways. I've lost so many friends and family members. People think I'm crazy. Nobody looks at me the same. Whenever I go back to my hometown, people are like, oh, that's the flat earth guy. To this day, I'm that flat earth guy. It ruined much of my life. So, I just want you guys to know, yeah, I was a regular guy, got lied to about the globe, thought that the azimuthal equidistant map was correct, thought that all these flat earth leaders were cool dudes. And then when I started making content and became one of the flat earth leaders and cool dudes, I found out that these weren't good guys. These weren't good people. These were disgusting scumbags and liars. And then when I decided to call them out, I had many of my own subs turn on me. So it's been a very, very hard journey being Jake Gibson, the real guy. And when people ask, are you the only one we can trust? As far as I'm concerned, I'm the only one I can trust. What you decide to do with your trust is what you decide to do. I'm the only one I trust. I don't trust anybody but me at this point because I've been lied to so many times. And I've been burned by people I thought were my friends. So when it comes to trust, don't ask me who you should trust. I lived this for real. I lived it in a way none of you have. And I don't mean that to be conceited or sound narcissistic. I lived in it. I lived this timeline. So if you're watching and all you've ever done is watch, you won't have a clue what it's like to live it like this. To be in the cult, become one of the cult leaders without really knowing it. And then when you try and remove yourself from the cult, you are looked at as the villain. You are shunned. And then your own subscribers and your own supporters even turn their back on you. So for those of you who've been loyal and stuck around, thank you. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I hope this helped clear some things up. And in fact,
in the coming days, weeks, months, years, I am going to make a lot of things very clear for you. I am the real one. I am the real guy. I infiltrated the fake flat earth rollout, the fake flat earth movement. I am going to destroy the fake flat earth rollout and the fake flat earth movement. And anyone who tries to misrepresent me or misstrew my words, edit clips of me, take old pictures from 2017 and try to make me look like a shill back when I hung out with these people, it's not going to work. I can explain myself. I have my own timeline. I lived it. So anyone you see trying to paint me out as a shill, going back in time and saying, look, Jake hung out with shills. All these people he's going to get, he used to hang out with. Yeah, back when I was in the cult and thought they were my friend. Yeah. So now I call out the cult and I expose the cult. So I hope what I just explained there clears up a lot of information for everybody. And for those of you who've made it this far, well, things are going to get really interesting around here. So stay tuned for more. Jake the Asshole, Flat Earth Asshole, Jake Gibson, signing out. Peace.